All right, well, everybody, welcome to the Breaking Even podcast with this absolute legend that's towed us around New Zealand for the last 2 weeks, Steve Fortune.
Good to see you again, lads.
Yeah.
Yeah, miss you, bro.
What has it been like?
Oh,
For
I have felt a bit sad since you guys left. I had a little boogie crew for a while there. That was, yeah, it was quite fun. So I did feel, yeah, the day you guys left, I felt a bit, but
Yeah.
yeah, good to see you guys again.
Yeah, you
yeah,
too.
no, it was really fun. Pretty
Yeah,
much just here to divulge into the
yeah,
entire trip.
Yeah, give a little recap.
So we can just start from the 6 a.m. landing we had.
yeah.
Uh, Anything happened in between that time in Mary Bay?
Uh,
Poor, poor, poor Tristan got stuck with me because I lost the car. That was the first.
yeah.
Well, actually, something happened right before that as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, true.
What'd you do?
Tristan was detained in the airport.
Oh,
I
yes.
forgot about this too. I'm sure you haven't.
No,
Tristan, do you want to tell us what happened?
this is contraband, but
Then the serious kind.
in the form of fresh produce. I guess New Zealand doesn't like oranges,
Yeah.
or they don't like my oranges.
So, yeah,
Mm.
tell us how that went.
It was a sniffing dog. It was a beagle hunted me down.
Yeah.
Yeah, sniffing my bag.
And it was a surprise orange. You thought you tossed it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I tossed like 6 oranges before that.
What?
Oh, I think 4 or 5 oranges.
You're lucky you didn't get the rubber glove treatment. If you looked a little bit more shady, you might have.
I I thought it was cute. It was like, oh, look, it was a little dog, and they're like, yeah, it's funny, it's fun, and they're like $400.
Oh,
Work it up.
yeah.
Did they fine you in the end?
I'm still my court date's still in the air.
Still the appeal process.
Yeah. Yeah, I emailed them, said, please, I'm a good person. Don't do this.
Like,
Yeah. So we'll see.
Oh man. Well, so we started off with that, and then
Lost the car. Real hot start, to be honest.
yeah, no confidence in your tour guide, eh? Couldn't even find his own car.
Craig got to, drive around on the other side of the road.
Yeah. I had to follow your ass around,
You
Steve.
did very well.
Well, when following someone, it's a little easier at start, but yeah, I actually was driving here the other day, tried to put the blinker on, windshield wipers just went
Wrong
ham.
way. Nice.
Yeah.
We were driving back last night. You're like, this feels wrong.
Yeah, something's really wrong.
Oh wow.
But yeah, somehow we lucked out straight into some offshore waves in the afternoon, which
Yeah,
sounded,
just down here, right? You're
yeah,
local.
like it was pretty rare,
Yeah.
or had not happened in a while.
Yeah.
Psyched.
Yeah.
So
No, that was quite cool. And not so busy either. There were a
no,
few. I think you put that on your first video. A couple
yeah,
of ways that looked quite good.
yeah.
That's
Um,
super fun. And is that like your kind of daily spot you were saying?
yeah, it's close. It's just down the road from where I live, and on the west coast of Auckland. But super consistent for swell. But the winds are the thing that is a bit of a problem. But it was offshore yesterday and today, and then it looks a few days next week. So
Sick.
this is our best time of the year, but it had been terrible before you guys came. So we were lucky to get what we got. Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
towed us in just in time.
Good luck, charms, eh? Rolling in some waves, which is good.
Yeah. We can make it back for the next swell coming, I think.
Yeah, there's potentially a big one on the East Coast.
Just need a 14-hour notice.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a big
Um,
light. But then we had the premiere, which was
Yeah.
hard to predict how that was going to go. When I first met you guys, I said, "Oh, unclear on the numbers here," and yeah, it was quite good. I mean, especially with the turnout of surfers that came.
mhm.
A lot of the lads from here, I'd sort of every time I'm on the surf, I'd be telling them, you guys were coming and that, and they really got behind it, which was great. They were, it was good to see that you're bridging the gap. We don't have much of a gap here, from what I understand, but you see it worldwide that there's still a bit of, shit between stand-ups and boogers, but everyone here was just pumped. Like first time you guys went out, hooting from the car park, and yeah, they're still talking about today when I went out, asking how you guys went and that. So
Yeah, sick.
you guys are really doing well with that. The crossover, appealing to different crafts, which is good.
Yeah.
No, it was cool. Everyone was like super, super positive and just, yes, just psyched, super stoked.
hmm
I think the last like guys to come from California, pro bugs would be Jay Reel back in the day. I'm
Yeah.
guessing
Wow.
Jay,
Well,
and you met Gavin Murdoch who took him around,
uh-huh.
and I believe they enjoyed it. Got to say my tour guide skills will be better than Gav's because we've got the skis and a lot more
Yeah.
knowledge of places you can't get to. But yeah, I believe Jay enjoyed it. So that would have been 20 years ago at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
We saw him yesterday when we landed. We went to Creek and we were talking about it a little bit. And this
Oh
thing,
yeah,
thought it was funny. I think he did say it was 20 years, so that's a pretty long time.
yeah, yeah.
Jeez. Yeah.
I
Uh,
think him, Hippo, and I don't know who else was here, but yeah, a few of them went round. It was sort of before my time, but yeah, they sounds like they enjoyed it.
yeah.
Sick. Well, we certainly did.
Yeah. The premiere though was cool because I don't know what we really went into it expecting it to be like,
Yeah.
but I think there's a lot more people than I was expecting there to be.
Yeah, no, it was like we had managed our expectations, I think, and
Yeah.
it was sick. It was awesome.
Yeah. The venue was really good. That
Yeah.
was one of the things trying to decide the venue. And then it's just like one of my mates works at the company that owns that bar.
Hmm.
Uh, the New Zealand Warriors are our rugby league sports team, compete in the NRL, which is Australian League. And so that's their sports bar. So we're lucky through a mate to be able to organise that. And the moment I went in there, 3 or 4 months ago, and showed them your guys' video,
Hmm.
who wanted to put on, they were right behind it. And
Sick.
yeah, they've messaged a couple of times since just saying how well it went and how they were so stoked to have you guys there. So you even got up on the curved screen. I believe that's the only curved screen like that in Australasia, which was good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that thing is sick.
I
That
know.
place was really cool.
But yeah, everyone I mentioned the idea to just got behind it, which was good.
Mhm.
I mean, there's not a large amount of like core bodyboarders in New Zealand, mostly because the waves are consistently more suited to stand up surfing. But the ones who are into it, yeah, got behind it, came along, it was bloody good.
Yeah, people were kind of came from far and wide people took like flights to
Yeah.
come see
Oh,
it.
we had Ben Hodjo come up from the South Island, and Paul, who bought you all the Breaker Bay stuff, Grilly. He flew up day trip from Wellington,
Yeah.
uh,
Wow.
and then there were the boys who drove from the Bay of Plenty, and it was really good to see. I did expect more. I had hopes of more, and then we could have had
Mhm.
the whole bar, but that area, yeah, we filled that area quite well, so it was
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
worked quite well in the end. So yeah,
The
no,
whole bar, the whole bar we'll get for next time.
that would be really good.
That,
Yeah.
that, that place is huge.
Yeah, they said if we go 100 people, we'd get that.
Really?
And I sort of when I locked in the area we had, which was 65, 70, I ended up putting sold out. But had we had more pre-sales, then potentially we could have gone for the whole thing.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, it was good. It's good to get that done. It was just that one thing. If we could have changed it, if the premiere was the day earlier, and then we could have got on our trip a bit sooner.
Yeah.
I think that first day would have potentially been a good one.
Mm.
But anyway, and it's quite hard with a group of people too, getting everyone organised and then getting out,
Yeah.
and we're quite tired too, bit of a late night and been a lot of work leading into it. So,
Yeah.
but
Well,
yeah,
that slab we did surf was very fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know you were saying that gets way better than that, or it was too pinchy on the end, but I,
yeah.
I think we still had a very large amount of fun out there.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I think the day before might have been good as well, but it's hard to know here. Our conditions are so unpredictable with the island being so small, East Coast, West Coast, and it can change. So it's quite hard to predict it, and our reports aren't that good either. Well, I think it's for that reason they're not that good.
Yeah.
East Coast is a little bit easier to forecast because they've actually got live buoys out there, but on the West Coast we don't. So, but yeah, you just got to go. The one thing with New Zealand, it's hard to get like consistent waves, but if you travel like we did, you can get waves.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can. I think on any day you could probably, you could get waves. It's just how hard you're prepared to chase it.
Yeah.
And we gave it a bit of a nudge, which was good.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I would say we chased it chased it pretty hard. It
Yeah.
was sick.
And it worked out.
Yeah.
What do you think about the day we did stepoffs up there in the rain and the wind? Think that was good?
Again, I was hopeful that it might have been heavier.
Yeah.
I was stoked that you guys got that size because you want it at least that size to be good doing stepoffs.
Hmm.
Yeah, as you see, the time before we tried what was smaller, it's just everything's a bit harder. It's hard to drive the ski. It's hard to be on the wave. Whereas when it's big, you can just jump off on a swell
Yeah.
and sort of ride it. So I was glad you guys got that. But yeah, I did have hopes that it would be heavier.
Hmm.
But you still got a few barrels and flips and things.
Yeah, it was fun. It was sick.
I,
And
I,
sorry,
I
go
kind
ahead.
of have a feeling that if we weren't on our way back down, the old super bank might have been good that.
Oh, super man,
Yeah.
We just
Uh,
over the super bank part. That was firing.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just think the super bank that next day could have been, twice the size. And then, yeah, that'll haunt me until I can go back, which hopefully is in a few days. But,
Yeah. Hopefully you do. You've been losing sleep over just that since we surfed it the first time. So
yeah, yeah. It's we get a lot of those setups that come and go, and when that's there, it'll be there for a little while. Until we get hammered with really big swells. So yeah, I just need to, as soon as I can, get back there. It's looking like in a few days, but we'll see.
We'll
Yeah,
surely bring a GoPro so you can show us. You
yeah,
definitely want to
yeah,
see it.
yeah.
yeah. It
See
was
it too.
yeah, that was quite cool, little novelty. And that whole area we stayed in, right? Not a lot of people go there.
Yeah.
Because it is quite off the beaten track. And I know, like, most of my friends from here have never even been there. Because you need skis to be able to access all the waves.
Hmm.
Like, you can go to a couple of the waves just by walking, but all the ones we went to, you need skis, right? So, and you want a couple ideally, just with that big harbour. And you can see, I told you guys stories about blowing up a ski on the bar and then trying to get it back in, and you sort of tell a story, but then you don't really grasp it until you see it.
Yeah.
So, like, you guys saw the water moving out only on sort of a 4 foot swell. If you make it an 8 foot swell, trying to tow it 2 skis in, or one ski tying another ski, it gets quite critical. So you definitely want at least 2 skis for all those sorts of missions. But
Yeah. Well, we had four, so that was sick.
yeah, how good Rob coming up too.
I know.
He surfs a little bit like longboards and that, but he's mainly into fishing, and we go fishing with him. And when I mentioned to you guys he was coming, that you were coming, he just, all he wanted to do was come along on the trip, which was great. I mean, he managed to. I know he didn't tip you off, Tristan. He tipped himself off a couple of times. He's still getting the
Yeah, he was trying hard to get you off too.
He did make it worth it because he did catch some pretty good fish that we had for dinner.
Yeah.
That was like, I think a lot of people's, or like a lot of our like favorite nights.
Yeah.
I thought, like, just like fresh caught fish, like just surf throw it on the barbecue.
He threw me into some fish right after surfing. Like, here, hold it.
Good. Yeah, I was still in the surf. I was coming back out, and I see you hooked up on a fish. I was like, "Oh, good."
You just would drop it down, and instantly Tristan's just like reeling it up, and we're just sitting there like, "What are we doing here?"
Those areas, not only are they really good for waves, uncrowded, but obviously because there's no one there, there's heaps of fish. There's no one fishing them really.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you can get out of Auckland and just venture, away from where people are, it's actually quite good. And you got to see all the big Kauri forest. Tristan, we went that day to have a look at that. I know you enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? 2,000-year-old tree that gets to 4,000 years. Wow. So yeah, it's quite interesting. It was great to have the 4 skis. Laurent Lopez, my wingman over here, he was able to come away with us as well, which was really good. And JP on the photos, cameraman JP, he's loves any opportunity to get around New Zealand, so it was great to have both those guys there. And also really appreciated the movie that Laurent put together, a little New Zealand clip to play before the Breaking Even one, so that was quite cool as well. So thanks for that, lads. But yeah, the Bailey's was where we did the stepoffs. People probably listening from New Zealand, they'll know it, but that was where the whole John circus was as well, which was interesting to see. It was good they stayed down one end, but man, the people following them around, what a circus.
Yeah. But then we got all the hype in that Facebook community post.
That was quite good. They thought you guys were the John Brigade. So.
Yeah, we'll take it.
They thought we were all John.
Yeah. There's the whole post, and then the top comment on the post was like, John was surfing there too, you know?
Yeah, that was quite good. All the community was into it. I'm guessing because a number of them were watching you guys, you know. So, and all those houses, the way they're set up there, they all look at sort of where we were. So yeah, I didn't realize it was actually a friend of mine's mother-in-law who was taking those photos. So yeah, she was pretty stoked on it. She watched the whole session, which was quite cool. So
nailed the photos too.
Yeah, it was. That was quite cool. And then the little towout session we did.
Yeah,
that was. What did we do? Came back for a night or two, and then we went away again up the East Coast. Yeah. Oh, you got to stay in the tiny home too. Lots of the first one. What do you think of that?
Awesome, so good.
That place is so cool.
It's so awesome.
Yeah, so that's so Shay does she's got someone who builds them in the States. For anyone who's on your page is into tiny homes, Shay's Tiny Homes.
Yes.
Yeah, she's got quite a big following there, but it was cool for you guys to go and stay there. At her Airbnb she's got set up. Because we have a number of Americans come over, and they hit her up straight away.
Do they stay there?
What's that?
Do they stay there?
Yep.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That place is like, you just dropped it like in a little freaking tropical forest.
Yeah. It's a cool little setup, eh?
Yeah.
So she's done well with that. So yeah, I was stoked you guys got to stay there because I thought that's probably something different that you wouldn't be used to, you know, in that sort of area as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could tell you guys were pretty into it as soon as you got there.
Only if that friggin' detour wasn't there, we would be styling.
Yeah, the detour. We got smashed by a cyclone 2 years ago, and it's really affected everything all around our west coast. So they're still trying to rebuild the roads now, and that was obviously one of the areas they're just getting onto now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So has that road been closed since the cyclone?
No, it was in one lane. So you had lights, you know, so you can only direct traffic one way. But it was a huge slip, and I think they're worried about people at night time going off the edge of it. So I think that's going to be a while before they fix that thing.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a and I guess like if you'd had the crystal ball, it would have been ideal if the girls had come at the second half of the trip rather than the first half.
Yeah.
Because they didn't get to see as much tourist stuff, right? They were just sort of got to see what we saw, which was waves, and they seemed to enjoy it though, right?
You have to see the wake of our jet ski as we shoot off.
Yeah. At least the weather was good for them, the bulk of it. They seemed to a couple of yelling sunburn sessions, eh?
Yeah, that one day at the freaking slab just fried me.
Yeah. And it does too. You're just on the water for so long. Like even the whole way, you know, nearly an hour traveling there and traveling back on a ski. And then you're in the surf. It's, even if you zinc up, the zinc wears off.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was good. It's better than rain, I think.
Yeah,
for sure. Now the girls were stoked. I think everyone had an awesome time. And it was just like on that little mini trip we had, it was like so mellow up there, no one around, and just like aside from the rain, the last day we were there, it was like just beautiful weather.
Yeah. Yeah, we did get lucky with the weather. Although we've had no rain this year, it's only just now started to rain, which is, we just had sun and sea breeze conditions. So it's probably, you need a bit of rain to get the offshore winds and things going. So yeah, we got a bit of both, which was good.
Oh no, I must say, even though it was pretty much 1 foot and like a little mushy.
Yeah.
Going that fast behind something it just never gets old.
Yeah. There was that. So we had a little East Coast swell come through, and there was areas we could have gone that would have been bigger than that, but you couldn't really do tows because there'd be people surfing. So that's why I sort of made the decision to go and do that, because I figured you guys you've surfed beach breaks everywhere, right? I figured you probably haven't had too many opportunities to do tow outs at a place like that. And it's such a good location to hang out to, white sand. But, everyone seemed to be really into it. And you guys just popping air reverses like on the tiniest waves, but little 2-footers, and you still managed to make them look good, which was cool. So in an ideal world we would have had that punchier, If it had been a swell and a little bit bigger, then it would have been on. But it was still really good to see, and it was fun.
Yeah.
And then we did the last, what was it, the last 4 days. It looked like there was no surf, and just something happened.
The girls left. We're
Yeah.
there in the boogie bar where you are, which is an
Yeah.
awesome place with bartenders and all that.
Yeah, you're still you haven't your bar tab, eh? The girl hunting for you.
We're sitting there and waves look terrible for 4 days, and then boom, you get a text. There's swells coming.
Yeah.
We're pretty much on a plane in the next 2 days to be for a whole
and it's quite a unique setup. I'm not going to go into it too much because I'll get roasted. But yeah, it needs a number of things to work. They went in, and then another one of my friends, the old Boogie Jesus, he was driven all the way down there, and it had a look from where he is, so he was able to give us a vantage point. And yeah, we sort of still rolled the dice on it a little bit, but it paid off. That was possibly our best surf of the trip. Would you agree?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think biggest, like because it was they're definitely like solid waves that like weren't quite barreling, but the mid-sized ones were freaking
Yeah.
that was sick.
No, that
And a wave like that.
yeah, that last like evening sesh was like just so fun.
Yeah.
And I've been that kind of wave has been on my bucket list for a while, so it was really sick to get to surf one.
There's only New Zealand and Japan, I believe, that have that type of setup.
Yeah. And that's so cool.
Yeah. And it's so hard. Like for me, I don't chase it. I just rely on like my mate who lives sort of near there, because it's too far for me to, fly and go and have a look just to see if it's actually working. So yeah, we're lucky that I've got friends that did tell us. Otherwise, none of that would have happened.
Yeah.
I know you were getting advice on all sorts of other places you could be going that week. But it worked out really well. And it was, it was a highlight for me for sure. Even just how sunny it was and going through the ranges, and like New Zealand is beautiful. That's why I think we're such a tourist destination. So it was good to see. And yeah, I was stoked you guys got to see it as well.
Yeah. No, it was cool to like watch it all unravel because like we're just like pretty much all we're there for is to say yes to something you say. So it's like,
Yeah.
all right, we should go here on this day at this time. And it's like, all right, sure, let's go.
Yeah.
But like we got to watch it, like we're watching the swell, getting updates. Like that's pretty much what like a whole trip's about.
Yeah. No, it's definitely there was a lot of decision making going down and a lot of no, I think it worked really well. I mean, there's a whole lot of other areas that happen on different swells that I was sort of hopeful we might have got to, but you're never going to get to all of them in one trip anyway. We didn't. I mean, yeah, there are a number of other waves that if we do another trip, or if you do a strike mission, that'd be the go, because it is hard to get surf here.
14-hour notice.
Yeah.
It's not a bad stop over here to the Pacific though. So
that's true.
I think that was part of our plan, right? If you guys came for the premiere and there's nothing, we're just going to shoot up to one of the islands, which is quite accessible from here.
Yeah.
But again, they're kind of inconsistent as well. So it is good. Like the bulk of the time I try to go up to the Pacific, I just book it 2 or 3 days out. Because otherwise, you roll the dice and you can get pretty skunked there as well. So there's sort of all these areas. It's not a safe bet like going to Indo, but at least if you get it, there's usually not a lot of people around.
Yeah.
I guess that's the big perk. So then you guys were on the plane and straight to the wave pool, eh?
Yeah, this is probably what you want to hear about, huh?
I've seen some photos, but very you see guy come on the plane. I thought, man, in another time I'd love to, but too many responsibilities here. But I was quite
we went straight from the skunk tour to Palm Springs wave pool.
How good. How did PLC like it? He hadn't been there before?
That was his first time.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, it was I wish it was longer. It felt like it was so fast.
I know,
and that one specifically just felt like it went by in a blink of an eye.
Were you there all day?
We were there from like 1 or 2 o'clock, but the session was at 5:30.
Oh yeah. How
Yeah.
many? So did you only get 1 hour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were there all day. That's why I was extremely jealous. So you just an hour.
Yeah, just 1 hour.
Yeah. Well, Coachella's this weekend, so we had to pretty much get up early before all the traffic.
Yeah.
So we just did that and then hung out and then just for an hour when it came.
Yeah.
Found it.
Man, those wave pools are next level, eh?
Yeah. He just put up a clip of like probably his best wave there forward.
Oh, look good.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was pretty sick.
Yeah.
What else happened out there? Tristan was just getting axed with the GoPro in his hand the whole time, getting some crazy angles.
Yeah, just getting it real close up in there. I was just shoving it.
You sent me the video of that little kid surfing it.
Oh, yeah, baby. I was so like shocked by that little baby
Oh, that
surfing.
little 7-year-old, like
Yeah,
that was like
tiny.
this big.
Yeah.
So small doing hacks.
Yeah. It's yeah, if your parents had money and you live close to a wave pool, yeah, surfing's gonna really progress, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the exact situation that went down with that child.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We've got one being made here, one of the urban surf ones. And I spoke to someone yesterday and they said it's well underway. They drove past it.
That's cool.
Sick.
So maybe next time you guys come out, our one's gonna be heated as well.
Heated wave pool is crazy.
Wow.
So I'm gonna somehow get in there. I'll get a life membership or something.
You should just scaffolding the whole thing and
Well, I'm trying to get tiny homes in there. They want accommodation, so
wow.
we're spoken to them about that.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that'd be good to, but it should be really good for surfing in New Zealand. Just with the times where it goes inconsistent, people can shoot over there,
Right.
which would be good for stand up surfing and pretty much everything. You can book them really well. I tried the one in Sydney, and that was a lot of fun. You've done that one, Tanner?
Yeah.
Urban Surf Sydney. That was a lot of fun, eh?
So fun. It's like, yeah, it's full on. Like you're just smiling and like you're just kind of laughing the whole time.
Yeah, I'd commit to that once a week, easy. I'd just get a group of the lads and just lock in Thursday night or something, and a couple of beers afterwards. It'd be so good.
Like a little gym membership.
Yeah, how good. Especially if it's warm. Like the Sydney one gets really cold, and same with Melbourne. But our one's going to be heated supposedly, so that would be
So is it heated inside or heated outside?
the water.
No,
So the water
like,
heated, but it's going to be like a solar setup. But I believe it's something to do with a whole lot of like computer storage. So you need water to cool down all the all the components for storing everything on the internet. So from what I understand, it's something to do with that. So it's going to sort of serve two purposes. They've kind of kept it a little bit hush hush, but that's what I was told. So if that is the case, then yeah, it'll be really good.
that's crazy. Can't even imagine a heated wave pool.
Well,
Even though Palm Springs
I was
has
gonna say
shit.
ours is heated 6 months a year, but that's just because it's 120 degrees outside.
Yeah.
So the pool's quite warm, the one you guys went to, just because it's really warm.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
warm. Like it was 100 out there yesterday.
That's like just under 40 degrees Celsius.
Far out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's warm, eh?
Yeah.
It's pretty warm. But we had the later session, so like the sun went down and it got a little chilly, which
Yeah.
honestly was kind of nice.
Yeah. But 6 months of the year, it's like 110 degrees outside every day.
Yeah. Wow.
That thing's pretty toasty.
Wow, that's good. So what were the highlights of your trip coming to NZ?
Probably getting to surf the slab that you were just telling us about for 3 months that we may or may not get.
Yeah.
Just like that wave. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, missioning on the jet ski.
Middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I really liked our last day.
Yeah.
The mission, getting to surf that wave, and that was sick.
Because it was quite unexpected, right? We were it was almost like that. We got back on Saturday, and then on the Sunday there was a little bonus surf out here, which I thought, that the wind just went offshore. It wasn't meant to.
Yeah.
And that's that was a bonus, but now there's nothing for the rest of your trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like an anticlimax, right? It's like, oh no, and then all of a sudden the opportunity came up, and on the plane, and the bro picked us up, and it was good.
No, that was like such a good cherry on top, I think, like, kind of best waves of the trip, I thought.
Hmm.
And then, the mission was fun, just getting into it.
Yeah.
And yeah, like just a good way to capitalize just to finish it.
Yeah. No, that was
Pretty cool. It's pretty cool too, because like you don't know how it's gonna be until you get there. Like it could have been really bad, but like
yeah.
you can't really rely on the reports. Like we were pretty
Yeah.
much just relying on your boy of
Yeah.
doing something, and you get
Yeah.
there and it's like just heaving, and you're like, all right,
Yeah.
well, it's on.
Yeah. It's hard too because there's people who will try to give you advice on things.
Yeah.
But everyone likes different waves, right? So like the moment you guys landed, you were getting plenty of advice on where you should be going.
Yeah.
But a lot of those things, and those people might like those waves. But from the day I'd met you guys, and I know the type of waves you're into, I was always going to be trying to direct you to sort of the waves that I thought you'd like.
Yeah.
And the guy who hooked us up with that one, he plays everything down. So
Mhm.
if he, and I'd explained that to you. So if he says, oh, it's 50-50, and then it's well worth going.
Yeah.
He's not going to say, yeah, it's going to be pumping. You get there and shit. So
Yeah.
Well, he called it like a 5 or 6 out of 10. So
yeah,
that was like pretty damn fun. So that 55 is pretty wild.
Yeah, I actually spoke to him yesterday, and he said it was really good the day after you guys left. It was smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Sent me a picture, and I was like, oh wow. And then he said it's looking really good for tomorrow. So yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to.
Can we make it?
Yeah.
How many hours?
Well, even for me, it's the flight and the drive. But yeah, I'm going to look at it hard this afternoon and see if I can try and suss that one. And there was so many areas that we didn't get to go to.
Yeah.
There's a whole west coast of the South Island that we talked about with the Fu Manchu guys that were keen to try and get down there.
Yeah.
And I think we would have had we not been getting waves where we were.
For sure.
But knowing what you guys wanted to do and the skis and where I could take you, we were only ever going to leave if there was nothing here.
Yeah.
And we could have definitely got better surf here. Like we didn't get a 10 out of 10, but you guys seemed pretty stoked and we got waves and it was well worth doing what we did. So
absolutely.
If you get any sort of fun waves on trips like that, you're pretty much just stoked. When you book it so far out, you just have no idea.
Well, that's it. Everyone who's done a surf trip that's not a strike mission has had disappointment, right? Like I've done a number of times where I book a trip and go and you get nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were lucky to get what we got, which was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
You made it like such an awesome trip. Everything you put together for us was like so good. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I met a number of like Kelly guys over the years. We talked about like Siva and Rob, those guys, Nathan and Ryan later on, but none of them have actually ever come out to New Zealand. So it was cool that you guys came out and got to see what we see here, and we actually got waves. And yeah, it was a pleasure hanging out with you guys. It was, like I say, it was good to have a little boogie crew here. I mean, there's only a couple of us around and on the coast here, so it was just consistently looking for where we can go and find waves that are appealing for the boog.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was it was great to have you guys, and you were very very easy to take around. There was no apart from Tristan having to fill up his water bottle every 5 minutes, but apart from that,
he's gripping it right. Yeah.
They strap.
Tdawg. No, we had some great chats, Tristan, on the drives.
That's right.
Yeah. You got your head screwed on, mate, for a young fellow. Everything you said, and all your opinions I really valued. So no, that was great, mate. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Great chats, great hangs, and I know you're stressed a lot about making the right call, but I think everywhere you took us was the best call you could have had for the situation. So yeah, we appreciate that.
Good stuff. And yeah, hopefully we can line up another trip at some stage.
Yeah, hopefully we can take this skunk tour to another location.
Yeah, it was quite good. Have you elaborated on the skunk tour? Island trying to give us shit about not getting waves?
No, but
that's it.
I think we're gonna take it and run with it, and just everywhere we go is the skunk tour.
Skunk tour.
Oh, it's so good, skunk tour. I actually, I think Ian Campbell commented on the pictures you put up, or some. yeah, saying, "Oh, how you scored." I'm going to circle it. And I'm going to send it to those guys. Giving a skunk tour. Eh?
Sick.
All right, well,
It's
we'll just
great.
wrap it up there. We
Yeah,
appreciate everything you did for us, and
yeah.
definitely hope to have a couple gin and tonics with you shortly.
How good. No, I'll be trying my best to get out to the States to see you guys anyway. So
Yeah.
Please do.
yeah, awesome. Hey, thanks for bringing Stoke to New Zealand, and keep doing what you're doing, guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
No, thanks.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
All right, lads.
Yep.
Take it easy. Okay?